Again with our next subject, that is Linux programming. So previously we have a class of data communication and we have a lot of discussion, and we will continue that discussion in our next classes. So now we are moving to the topic of Linux. So data communication was a very discussion, and we have a very much discussion, and we have questions answer sessions also. That is quite communicative session, we can say. Comparing to that, the Linux full of commands, and most of the theoretical part we have to first cover, and then we will shift to the practical classes or the practical based thing. Okay. uh, Before starting, so before proceedings, one information, that is those in my last, actually I am talking about from the data communication classes. So we have a discussions of IPs and these related things. So we will continue that discussions. More doubts if you people have, we will cover that. But just a small hint, in Google, go to Google later on. Okay, after the classes is finished, just repeat, keep it in mind. Go to Google and write, what is my IP address? Right? What is my IP address? So this particular thing, actually, if you write in Google, what is my IP address, it will show you the public address, public IP. Actually, we have discussing about public, private IP, what are the things. So you can check the public IP, what is the public IP of yours, what is my IP address if you type. And at the same time, go to the settings of your phone, go to the status, and you can check your IP address. So you will find a difference between the IP address it is showing in Google, and you will find a different IP in mobile. So the mobile that is showing, that is your private IP, and that Google it is showing, that is the public IP. Some of the modern Android phones, you can get the public private IP similar, say, means at one places in the status of the phone. So just means completing the particular discussion. Right. So we will continue this topic. We will talk on this much more in our next data communication classes, not in Linux programming classes. Okay. That's just a information. You can go and check it. You can find it out. What is the scenario? Now, let's move to the topic of Linux. And the same thing, that network comes again in the Linux part. So previously we have talked on the commands of Linux, how to create a file, how to make a directory, how to remove a directory, what are the process status, etc, etc. So we have discussed a lot of things in previous classes of Linux programming. Now, coincidentally, again some networking is coming to the scenario. So the thing is, today we are going to do a lot of whole networking in today's class. Previously we have talked about networking in data communication. Now in Linux also the topic is networking commands. So the scenario, the Linux interfaces, the scenario is a little bit different from Windows. So we have to deal with Linux also because we are using a device and maybe we are using the Linux operating system, right? So we have to be familiar with the commands of networking also because we do need our network connection. We do need the internet. So if it is Linux software, we don't need internet. That is not at all. We also need internet there. So putting a plug, putting a RJ45 cables into the port of the device, that is not an internet. That is just the service of the internet that is provided to my devices. But what more? A lot more things are there in the internet section. So we need to check all the things. So these are the things by which these are the commands available by which we can check the internet connection. We can fix the connectivity. We can do much things. We can fix anything if there is an issue in networking sector. So what are the commands? What are the commands available in our networking sector? Okay, unlike data communication, Linux is a typical theory type thing. In the first part, actually, first half we can talk about. Later part, when we will be dealt in the practical sessions, it will be quite interesting. But in theoretical sessions, it is just a commands, this type of theoretical things. In the first, some part will be there. So what are the commands? First one, host name. Second one, ping. Third one is ifconfig. Fourth one is netstat, nslookup, telnet, traceroute, pinger. So these are the commands that is available that will help us to communicate with the internet in our Linux operating system. So these are the commands and each of these commands have some particular purpose. What are the particular purpose? What is the all about? We will see one by one. Okay. Let's start with the first one, that is the host name. So this host name actually display you the host, who is the host of the devices, who is the actually hosting the devices. That name will be displayed by the command host name. So there are few options are available, that is like -d, -f, -i. So -d, -f, -i, these are the commands available, or not commands, these are the options available under this particular command. So what are the options? That -d, if I write hostname -d, that will display the domain name the machines belong to. So hostname, it will just display the host name. But if we want to see the domain of the host name, the domain name also, then it will be displayed by the host name -t. Similarly for -f, it is fully qualified host and domain name, and -i is for displaying the IP address of the current machine. So host name, the thing is that this is the command that is actually helping us to display the machine's host name, to display the machine host name. So this is a particular part. Next, that is the top, another command, that is ping. We heard this particular term ping several times whenever our internet is down. I'm talking about on the broadband connections, not for the mobile connections, the Mr. Geo, Airtel, this type of. I'm talking about the broadband connections. If my internet is not working properly, what we do, we just call to our service provider, my net is not working. So what happened? Generally, they provide how to solve this particular problem. Generally, first they check the ping status, whether the problem is from our end or it is from the service provider end. So first thing they do that to check the ping. So if we are checking the ping, then by checking the status of the ping, by pinging the IP address, actually ping means by pinging the IP address of my, so it will actually check the status that how responsive is my network. So ping is how to check the ping is to ping my IP address, means I am pinging my own IP address. So the commands are very simple, that ping space the IP address, suppose 1.1.1.1. So if I'm pinging this 1.1.1.1, then what happen actually in general, that a packet is sent from my devices to the host devices of that particular, and it will uh, acknowledge the packet by sending some packets in acknowledgement. So if the things work properly, then the ping status will be proper. The TTL, the delay time, the status, all the things will be very fine, right? So that is a particular thing. So if the packets arrives and the destination sends the packets back, then the ping is actually working. So what is the purpose of pinging? That the ping is to ensure that a network connection can be established, and timing information as to the speed of the connection, Okay, just a minute, I will try to show you an example on this. Just give me a minute. Okay. Just a minute. So can you share, can you see the command prompt screen? Are you people able to see my command prompt screen?
No, sir.
Uh,
No, sir.
no.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay. Are you able to see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So the thing is, it is I'm doing on Windows, not in Linux. So whether it is Windows, Linux, the thing is that the commands are almost same. The commands we can put in Linux, that can be done here. So the thing is ping. The very simple way to ping anything, that is that write this option ping, write your IP address, that is my IP address here for is that is 10.10.110.26. So if I'm pinging this particular option, look, ping is happening 4 times, the ping is happening, and some data packets have sent from my devices to particular my ISP, and some packets have been acknowledged in return of that. Now we can see that every time the total things are sent. So how many packets have been sent here? Can anyone tell me how many packets is sent? How many packets?
4.
4. And how many packets have received with respect to 4?
4.
4. So the thing is, if I'm sending some packets and every time each packet is acknowledged, means the connection is proper, there is no loss, there is no delay, nothing is there. So that's why if I'm sending the 4 packets and in return if I'm getting 4 packets, that means the loss is 0. So that's options we can get: packets sent 4, received 4, lost equal to 0, and 0% loss. And round trip types in milliseconds, that is minimum 0 ms, maximum 0 ms, average ms. So don't delay. Whatever the time it has been sent, and just fetch as fast as possible. So round trip times means from my devices, packets have been sent and then the packets have been acknowledged to my devices again. This is called a round trip time. So this is how we can ping a particular option. This is a very simple option, ping. Actually, this is actually done when my network actually becomes very slow or this particular things can happen. So this is some option. Okay, so look, I'm pinging an other IP that is actually taking much time. So 1.1.1.1, I'm pinging this particular IP, and we can see that that is taking much time, right? And it is taking much time to acknowledge that or to what we can say. So okay, let me ping one more time. Okay, so I have pinged a particular IP that is 8.8.8.8. Can anyone tell me this 8.8.8.8 is for which IP address? Means this IP address belong to which domain?
Google.com.
Google.com. So this is the public IP address of Google.com. So the public IP address of Google.com is 8.8.8.8. And I'm pinging that particular IP, means I am sending a packet to Google and acknowledging that particular packet. So how much time it is taking, minimum, maximum, average, all the things have been displayed here. Sent and packets have been 4, so there is no loss we can see, but the time it is taking a much. So we can say our network is proper, no issue on the network, but a speed is little bit delayed because the time is taking much. So the time is so the speed is not properly connected or stable. It is some unstable connection or it is some connection is slow little bit. So that's why it is taking much time. Otherwise, pinging Google is not take much time, does not take much time actually. So some speed is delayed or the speed connection is some low here. The bandwidth is very low. So this I'm just showing you the example how to ping that, how to ping any particular IP. For that, just I need to know the IP and I just need to ping it. That is a very simple option for the ping. Okay, I am showing it you in the Windows, the command prompt of the Windows. Okay, the Linux terminal also looks like a same like little bit this particular. Okay, the terminal of the Linux also looks like particular this, and we also do these things. Similar kind of things can be done in Linux. Okay, we will do this in practical session in Linux properly. Okay, so now getting back to my topic. Now, next one is if config. So that is you to display the network configuration or whatever the total details of the your networking connection, the IP address, the MAC address, everything that can be displayed in a single command by if you don't know, suppose one thing that I don't know my IP address, how can I know? So it's possible because I don't know my, it is not at all anything, but I want to know, so that how I can easily know, very easy. So the thing is that if config, okay, this if config, if we write in my command prompt. So as I said, the Linux and Windows command are almost same, not totally same, almost same. So in Linux, the command is in if config. If the command is if config, I'm writing if config, and you people can see that there is a message is delivered that if config is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program or batch file, right? Means this command is not for Windows. If config is command is not for Windows, but if I write this command if config in Linux, then yes, it will work properly. So now the question comes up in your mind that, so if the option is available in Linux, that I can check my IP address if I don't know. Then how it is possible in Windows? How, any is there any command available to know my status or know my details of the networking if config is not working, if config is for Linux? So what is the command? What can be the command for Windows? Can anyone tell me, or if anyone have any idea? Anyone? What can be the command, or how we can know my total networking details by a single command? If anyone knows any command, any idea, anyone? So I think I'm not getting any responses. No issue on that. So the thing is, the command is almost same, but not properly, not totally. The command is just a difference of if and p. If is for Linux and ipconfig is for Windows. Okay, ipconfig is for Windows. So if I'm writing ipconfig, so we can see the total Windows IP configuration, the total details, what is the total details that is displayed here. So total details is being displayed by ipconfig. So if config is for the Linux, ipconfig is for the Windows. The commands are almost same, but there are some slight differences, not the huge difference, but a slight difference. So if config is for the Linux and ipconfig is for the Windows. Just a small difference, but and we need to remember it can be a tricky question for the exam, that whether if config or whether if config can work in Windows or Linux or not. Okay, so that's a tricky command, on it's nothing more than that. Okay, now for the next one, that is netstat. That is netstat. So netstat is nothing much. It is about we can say the network connection, the routing tables, interface statistics. To know the details about this particular thing, we are using the command netstat. So netstat is used for to find the connection to and from the host, or the total multiple group, the subscribe group, all of the things can be done by the netstat. So now netstat, these have some particular options is available, that is netstat or minus nep grep port will display the process id of application which is using that port. Netstat minus a, it is displaying all connections including TCP UDP. It can be, so this is not an option. So not netstat is a very basic thing that is actually showing you all the details. It is showing you all the details, right? Nothing more than that. So I will show you the command of netstat. So netstat, there are different commands options available. Netstat minus TCP, that is will display only the TCP connection. UDP, that is for the UDP connection, and minus G will display the multicast network system by the host. Okay, so forget about that. I am just going to show you the commands netstat in Windows. So write netstat. Okay, just a minute. Right, netstat space minus a. This is the command netstat space minus a. This command is actually showing what, the displaying all the possible connections, or including TCP and UDP, including TCP and UDP. So now if I'm pressing the enter, so we can see a whole list of things are present here, right? We can see a list. So we can see that some local address have been means we can see here, that is the connection of TCP address is that, state is listening mode, time wait mode, synchronous sent mode, established mode. So which port, from the port, what are the connections, what are the things is actually possibly happening, what are the things is going on, the TCP UDP, including all the connections. So you can see that some of the options are TCP, some of the options are UDP. So this is the status of the process, or the total connection setup status is being displayed by this simple connection, simple command netstat minus A. So the what are the active connection on this particular devices? What are the active connection is happening here? What are the state of that active connection? All the things is displayed by this simple netstack, by this simple netstack command. Now the next one, that is ns lookup. So ns lookup is the command. Suppose I know the IP address. That is very actually tough thing to remember the IP address of any particular domain, because usually what happens, we just try to remember the easy thing, and for the human brain the easy thing to remember is to the name. So do we remember the IP of Google? No. What we do, we just always write the google.com, not 8.8.8.8. We don't write that usually. We just write google.com. If we want to access Facebook, what do we write? The Facebook in the Google search bar. We don't write the IP address of the Facebook. So what is the basic scenario, that we just know the domain name and we just write it. When we are writing the domain name, what happens in the behind scenario, that the domain name is converted, or the or what IP address is actually assigned with respect to that domain name, that is find out, and then the IP address pinged and the thing is displayed into the user side. Okay, so this is a background scenario, but what usually we do, we just remember the name. But this ns lookup is telling you that if we know the IP address, it will display the host name, but to find the IP address for a given domain name, this command ns lookup will help us. So what I said, that it is very easy as for us to remember the name, domain name. We just remember the domain name, but it is not easy to remember the IP addresses. But we need to know, suppose we need to know the IP address. So in that particular scenario, we just write this particular command ns lookup, and then just name the particular domain name, and then it will display you the IP address of that particular domain, just that particular domain, right? So let me show you the thing. That is, I have write the name ns lookup google.com, right? So it will showing two things, that is my server, and then the address is pinging to that particular thing. So CAC LMS TIG google.com, for that it is for showing the IP address, that is 10.10.96.1, and CAC LMS.pig from the google.com, it is the 10.10.96.2. Okay, one more thing, that is Facebook. Again, so this is the status is showing from my server side address. This ns lookup is actually showing that server side address. So there are several options. It is actually for Windows and Linux both, but in Windows it is particularly some different to find the IP address or the things, but in Linux it is showing some particular another result or displaying result. Okay, so ns lookup, what is actually all about, that to find out the IP address of the particular domain name, IP address particular domain name. So this IP address, to finding out the IP address, we can go out to find the DNS record of that particular domain name. Traceroute. Traceroute is the utility to view the number of hops and response time to get a remote system or website of the traceroute. So traceroute is to know the number of hops, how many number of hops are there, how many things are present. For that, the traceroute is important. Finger, to view the user information, display the user login name, real name, the timing, the connection time, all the things is actually present here. So finger is actually specifying this particular term, and there are some options are available. Telnet, this is an important one. This telnet is actually connects the source and the destination via some telnet protocol. So telnet to connect the system at some remote places, at some remote destinations via some telnet protocol. It can be connected or established at any port by if the two hosts working are fine. So two host means the server and the source and the destinations. So this telnet hostname port will telnet hostname the port specifiedly, and it connects the source and the destination so that we can establish a remote connection. Okay, so these are the commands options or available. Some another options that is available, that is ARP. So ARP, we have already followed the protocol. So this ARP, the full name is Address Resolution Protocol actually. So the Address Resolution Protocol, it check the options of mapping the address. So this ARP actually, to suppose we have an IP address, and this IP address for particular devices, we have a particular IP address. So this ARP, this Address Resolution Protocol, is used to discover the address or MAC address. So we have the IP address, so we need to know the MAC address also. So this is can be used for to find out the MAC address and IP address. So this IP address can be dissolved by the MAC address, so that can be done by the ARP. This is the thing. So ARP, this Address Resolution Protocol, to find out the MAC address of the IP address. If config, we have already discussed. Netstat, we have discussed. Ping, we have discussed. NS lookup, we have discussed. So we can see that NS lookup, what is the option is we can getting that the server, what is the server IP, and the address from what gateway IP address is given, that particular we are getting. There is a new thing, that is the domain information gropper. So it is a flexible tool for interrogating the DNS name. So vice versa of this, we can talk about NS lookup, that is find out the IP for that particular domain, find out the IP for that particular domain. So the options and the address options don't need to find out, we will check that in particularly lab classes. Route, to manipulate the IP routing tables. Route, so these are the options. Forget trace we have talked about. So these are the options, these are the networking commands options that is available in our Linux also. So as well as in Windows that is available, but Linux, it is much more different user platform. So basically in Windows, I am showing you all the commands in Windows, but basically as a normal user, no one looks or find out this in this particular way in Windows. Okay, so if I want to find out my IP address in Windows, what a general user do, go to the network settings and check for the adapter options, click for the IPv4 address option, and there they can find the IP address, subnet mask, gateway, all the things. But very few have used this particular type of options in via the command prompt to get it very easily, where in via the command prompt we can get it very fast and very easy, but as a normal user in Windows we don't go for it generally. Okay, so these are the options, or the networking options are available in our Linux particular options. Okay, up to this particular part we are going to discuss today, this networking sector. So anyone have if any doubt, they can tell me or ask me. Okay, so if anyone have any doubts, they can tell me. So as I said that basically it is a little bit a theoretical part, the command. So as I remember that we have a practical class on Tuesday. So next Tuesday, we are going to see some of the things in practical of Linux, in Linux actually. So till that we have we have two more Linux theory classes. So we are going to continue that theoretical part. So we are going to learn the command. So there are you can see I can scroll it down so people can see there is a lot more commands. So the options of the commands are huge. Okay, so I cannot skip this particular part because the command is important or most important part of Linux. Until we are not aware of the command, we are not going to do much thing in the Linux actually. Okay, because all the things in Linux is sorted or solved by the command actually. So after knowing the commands, then we can go for any other process, but I cannot skip that here. I think it can be little bit of boring in the initial part, in the command, all of these things, to know the commands, what is the purpose of the command. It is a little bit boring, I can understand, but we have to go through it because all the subjects in engineering is not interesting. Okay, some are boring, we cannot do anything. So we have to learn this, we have to go for it, we have to study it, and then in the later part there are some interesting options. There are some commands, shell programming things are available, but the number of commands is very high. Okay, so you can see each and everything is related to the command, and then after a long period of time there are some things are available, some other things are available. Okay, so as you people can see, these are the syllabuses, these are the things that is options available. So up to this we are still are in the part of this unit 1, the utilities. We are actually learning this. Then in unit 2, that is the file directory, is the option for the file commands, the ownership, this type of things are there. And in unit 3 then comes the process. So this particular part in unit 3, these are some different things are there, but unit 3 and 4 are some different, some other besides the command. But up to that particular part we have to learn this, we have to study this particular command part. So anyone, if any types of doubts in your mind, then they can tell me or ask me. Or if you people can, if you people suggesting me to keep this particular command part for now and starting from the process, so I can do that also. So if you people can tell me, so I will, what I will do that, there is 4 class for Linux. So 2 class I will talk about the commands part, all of these things, and rest of the 2 class I am going to discuss about the unit 3 and 4, that is the process, IPC, shared memory, this type of things. Because this process, IPC, shared memory, you have learned already from the operating system, so you people can understand this also. So if it is better for you people, then I can do it also. So the calls or whatever you people can suggest me, I will go for that. So you people can tell me, or if you have suggestions, you can say me.
Two class for plus and 2 class for the work unit.
Okay, so if all are agreeing on it, so then I can do it. I have no issue on that, because I can understand that talking all about the commands, just to know about the commands, is a little bit boring. I can understand, but if all are agreeing on it, the 2 class for commands and 2 class for the some other parts also. So is it okay for all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So then what we will do that, tomorrow's class, we are not going to discuss about this command. We are going to move for the later part. So by which we can also cover the whole syllabus and we will cope up all the things. Okay, so fine. Thank you all for joining into the sessions, for listening to back of my classes, and keeping in patience, have patience, and completing 2 sessions of mine. So thank you all for joining into the session. Till tomorrow, stay safe and take care.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.